Texas A&M game. What were the problems that you saw, I guess, in trying to stop him?
Well, we had tackling problems, speed issues, we had execution issues, we had a couple third down penalties that we didn't need to help them any, that's for sure. Just an accumulation of a lot of things, obviously hard to put your finger on any one thing, just an accumulation of a lot of errors. And they're pretty darn good. Not a good matchup for us.
Have you ever had a game more difficult to get through?
No. I don't remember. The only when I was at Central Michigan, we played Purdue when Drew Brees was there, and it felt a little bit maybe like that, but no.
How do players come back from something like that?
Well, I mean, I think that we can look at the history of football and note that it happens. It has happened. And you got to go on to the next, like in the game itself, you got to go on to the next play. But you're dented. There's no doubt about it. So it takes a lot of fortitude and a lot of personal pride, I think, to push forward and get back on track, trying to improve and get better. I mean, that's a big challenge, for us at this time.
Looking at the big picture, the past 7 games, the opening drive, opponents got into the red zone. Has there been the same issue there? Have you kind of got your finger on what that's been?
I said before that a lot of offenses are on script, and you get a lot of different personnels and formations. And, we've given up an explosive play early, and just. It's hard. It's hard to put your finger on any one thing. It's just not very good defense.
How hard is it to adjust from the NFL game to a game like this last week where 2nd and 26 and you got a quarterback running, 3rd and 12 and you got a quarterback running? Things that I'm sure you really didn't experience very much other than perhaps a Michael Vick type of player.
Yeah, a little bit of Michael and Cam and was at Tennessee for a while, Vince Young. It was different, but it just was, his speed and quickness looked just so superior to us, that I knew he was good, I knew he was quick, but to run around like he did, was, surprising. But, again, the strategy of the game in terms of taking care of him on that particular play, one player got out of position, and then, another player didn't, kind of followed the man play instead of staying on the quarterback, and, got ourselves in trouble. So, just bad execution again.
What have you seen about New Mexico State's offense?
Very concept-oriented, very, very well done, well coached. Passing game is, I think, very well thought out and troubling.
What kind of tempo do they play with?
They huddle. They might not for us, though. So.
Obviously, defensive coordinator, I know that your eyes are on your defense, but sometimes in practice, I would imagine you also see what Jonathan Walls is doing, first-team reps. From that defensive perspective, can you talk a little bit about what you've seen from him this week?
He just appears to be a player that's very focused, a lot of personal pride in himself, carries himself that way. Appears to be a guy that really pays attention to detail. You get those kind of guys, and they have a tendency to rub off on the other guys. So, excited about him. Excited to see a guy like him who carries the characteristics that he does have a chance to succeed.
From your mind, what are the things that he does that give defense kind of fits sometimes?
Well, he's a pretty good athlete, you know, but again, I think he's well prepared and just looks like the poise that he carries allows him to go through the you know, the teaching progressions and such that he's getting from Scotty. So just, you know, a solid guy, young guy, but between the athleticism and the desire to be successful, it's, like I say, encouraging.
Brian, it was hard to hear in that post-game press conference the other night, but it seemed like you said something about recruiting, how somebody asked you what you guys need to do better, and you mentioned recruiting in one way or another. Did I hear that right? I mean, do you guys need to change what you're targeting or things like that as far as personnel goes?
Well, I mean, I think that, you know, I think I've shared with you when I came in. I'm not a huge profiler, but, you know, I believe in size on defense. And I think we've talked about that, you know, before. So we want to build a bigger, stronger defense moving forward.
Is that where you feel like you got the biggest problems right now? Is you're just not big enough and strong enough at this point?
Again, you know, in all fairness to the players, I want to keep working with the guys that we have here and try to keep developing and ascending a group of guys. Thought they were doing that through the year, and the other night was such a major disappointment that, in all fairness to everybody, we just, you know, we've got to move on. We've got to fight to get back on track and see if all of us have the courage, you know, to get back and get better and improve here with 4 games left.
In practice this week, have you seen signs that the kids want to do that?
Yeah, I do. You know, we had a really good week last week. I mean, we've had a group again that in the classroom and on the field has just continued to improve. And none of us saw coming what took place, and now we got to recover. You know, coaches, players, we got to recover. And I think it'll be important that we, you know, we find some success early in the game and fight back.
Brian, what middle linebacker, you know what you're going to do there?
No, I mean, basically we've, you know, announced that we would keep every position competitive, you know, going into the week. So again, in all fairness to the guys, we'll watch film from practice today, and you know, we'll try to keep a competitive edge in respects to a lot of positions on our defense. So.
Chris Davis, is he ready to play?
Doesn't appear to be.
Anything else?
All right, guys.